So I know lately you've been hearing a lot about James Harden and the trade and the possibility of him coming to the Clippers. But I'm here to tell you, there's a lot of, variables that comes with that, which is the reason why the holdup is in progress, because there's a lot more on the line than what people really know about. And the Clippers don't have much leverage in the situation. And I think the Clippers are really trying to be conservative on who they give up in regards to who they get back in return, with the trade and everything, or the trade proposal, any team that they're actually, considering actually doing business with. But if all else fails, I will say, to me, there is one player the Clippers can go after if the James Harden project fails. And I know it's a player that I spoke about maybe about a month ago, and now the reports are resurfacing back with him in regards to the Celtics. And the player I'm talking about is Malcolm Brogden. Now, Malcolm Brogden, there was a big report that Malcolm Brogden might actually come to the Clippers about a month ago, but there was some issues about him passing a physical not passing a physical. There was information about him being injured, you know what I'm saying? And the Clippers, apparently the people in Clippers camp didn't want to take a chance on an injured player trading for him and didn't know when he would be healthy again for him to start for the Clippers. Because when you trade for a player, you want him to be able to start the season, no discrepancy, no issues, and you want everything to pan out the way it's supposed to. You don't want no, setbacks or anything like that. So I think that's the reason why they kind of pulled back on the Malcolm Brogdon thing. But I feel like the Malcolm Brogdon thing, I looked at NBAanalysis.net and a few other sites, they're talking about it's resurfacing because apparently Malcolm Brogdon's injury that he had is not long-term. And it's something that he can deal with and tolerate until, it gets 100% better, or at least close to 100% better. And that's something that I think, the Clippers definitely have interest in, especially him, because I said before, if he's not injured, if he's healthy, Malcolm Brogdon, he's one of those good role player type point guards that can help you win. I mean, because he was a sixth man of the year about a year ago with the Celtics in regards to Ime Udoka being there. So that tells me the right head coach, is putting everybody in place, Malcolm Brogdon will be even more successful than what some might expect. And Malcolm Brogdon has always been a good role player, a good role player that knows how to play, that understands his role, and he will knock down big shots. And I'm telling you, for some reason, if he's paired with Kawhi and PG, and if they could stay healthy, they would be a very, very tough out in the West. Because now, if they got Malcolm Brogdon, what they can do, they definitely would have him as the starting point guard and let Russ run with the second unit. Because there's no need to have Russell Westbrook in the starting lineup making dumb mistakes and stupid turnovers when you can have somebody like Malcolm Brogdon being your starting point guard, where he makes good decisions. He doesn't cause a lot of turnovers. His turnover to assist ratio is in the positive instead of the negative. And he's just one of those type point guards that knows how to play his role, and there's no complaints. There's no drama, no divaness, no anything like that with him. And he would be perfect for the Clippers if, his health and everything is good. And if he can pass physicals and all the above, he would be perfect for the Clippers. Honestly, he really would. I don't know if it's really going to go through because, to me, as I said before, the Clippers don't have much leverage in a lot of things that they're doing, a lot of trades that they're going after. And when I say leverage, I mean they don't have the upper hand because they mortgaged their future a lot for Kawhi and PG just to bring them to the Clippers. And they gave away a lot of their assets. They gave away a lot of everything for Kawhi, and then adding PG after that. So they don't really have much to offer teams as other teams do. So the Clippers have to try to, make a deal happen with what they have. And the Clippers are being very conservative, I believe, because all they have is really good pieces. They don't have really too many bad pieces on their roster. All their pieces on their roster is good. All their pieces on their roster could fit another team and help another team go to another level. You know what I'm saying? So maybe besides with with a few players on there, but for the most part, the players that they have on there, they're pretty good. You know what I'm saying? They're good role players. Of course, Kawhi and PG, enough said there. But as it trickles down, they got good role players. They got good pieces. And a lot of teams definitely will bite on that. But the Clippers got to be willing to give it up. And I say I wouldn't give up too much for any player right now. I know Malcolm Brogdon sounds good. I think he'll be a perfect fit for the Clippers. But at the same time, if he costs us too much, if they want too much for him or too many pieces of the Clippers' depth, then you don't do it. You don't even worry about it. You just take your chances of what you have, run it back, and hope everybody stays healthy, because everybody knows that's really the Clippers' Achilles heel. Bare minimum, the Clippers would make it to a finals probably if they stayed healthy by now. Matter of fact, I believe they would have won a championship by now if they would have stayed healthy with Kawhi and PG, with the opportunities that they had. But regardless of that, it doesn't really matter. That's the past. This is going forward. The Clippers, if they really want Malcolm Brogdon, I would go after him, as long as it doesn't, result in giving up, like a Norman Powell, a Marcus Morris, and 2 picks or something like that. No, that's too much for Malcolm Brogdon. I think Malcolm Brogdon is really good, but I mean, he's not gonna, he's not going to move the needle to that extent. He's a good role player, but he's not a star type player. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to give away too much for a player that doesn't have that type of cachet. You see what I'm saying? So if they can get him pretty much for the, bare minimum, not giving up much, not losing much, and getting equal value for his trade and giving up somebody else. I mean, me personally, I would just give up Marcus Morris and maybe 2 future picks. That's what I would do for Malcolm Brogdon, because, I mean, to me, that's a good enough, because I think Marcus Morris' contract is bigger than Malcolm Brogdon's, or it was until maybe he's re-signed or something like that with the Celtics maybe last year or something like that. But his contract was bigger. So, I mean, it really would pan out really good if it was an even swap and maybe a couple of picks on top of that. Maybe you can throw in like Amir Coffey or somebody like that off the bench if that's what they want, somebody else, to be able to, accommodate the situation. That would be fine too. But either way, like I said, the Clippers, if they have aspirations of going after Malcolm Brogdon, make sure it's the right price, the right fit, and the right situation. And if all stars align, then you do it. If they don't, like I said, just run it back with what you have and just keep it moving. But hey, leave any comments in the comment section. Let me know what you think, and we'll talk about it.